When you kill one, it is a tragedy. When you kill 10 million, it is a statistic. They call me killer, but I live only to serve the people. And the people's history will judge me. Where the Romans failed, I will succeed. Russia's borders will stretch from coast to coast, for a united Russia is our destiny. Those lands were taken away by corrupt Tsarist diplomats and criminal military officers. They were the enemies of the people. But enough of this. You have served me well. Continue to do so, and your future is as bright as the star of the Soviet Union. As a reward for your service to the people, I wish to promote you. Your first order as field captain is to proceed to Colchis Island. We need the ore there for a special project. In addition, we need to capture the Allied Communications Center. We must know what those Allied dogs are up to. Godspeed. Do what you must for the people.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Cannot
Affirmative.
deploy here.
Affirmative.
New construction options.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. At once.
Construction complete. Reinforcements have arrived. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. At once. Very well. Reporting. Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed. Agreed. At once. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Very well. Very well. Very well. Agreed. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Very well. Agreed. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Training. Unit ready. Unit ready. Training. Construction complete. Unit ready. Training. Building.
Yes, sir. At once.
Training. Unit ready. Training. On hold. Cancel. Insufficient
There is
funds.
a very unstable situation on the ground that is unfolding very quickly.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. Very well. At once. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Very well. Affirmative. At once. At once. Affirmative. Very well.
Construction complete. Building.
Reporting at once. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. On hold. Cancel.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Agreed.
Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Training. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Agreed. Yes, sir. Very well.
Building.
Affirmative. Of course. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. At once. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Awaiting.
Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building. Primary building selected. Construction complete. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
complete. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Of course. Of course. At once. Yes, sir. Reporting. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
Building.
Agreed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. On hold.
Reporting.
Affirmative. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Waiting.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Report
Unit
acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Cannot deploy here.
Vehicle report
Construction
acknowledged.
options. Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Report. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting acknowledged. Vehicle
Unit
reporting.
ready.
Comrade.
Repairing.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building. Building. Training. Unit ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Training. Construction complete. On hold. Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building. Mission
Acknowledged.
saved.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Waiting orders.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Awaiting orders. Very well. At once. Awaiting orders. Engineering.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
Lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Cannot deploy here. Primary building selected.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Report. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost. First objective met.
Yes, sir.
Repairing. Building. Building. Mission saved. Unit ready. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
New construction options. Our base is under attack. Building. Unit ready. Repairing. Unit ready. Construction complete. Unit
Vehicle
ready.
acknowledged.
Repairing. Building. Unit repaired. Repairing. Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Repair.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Comrade.
ready.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
repaired. Naval unit lost. Repairing. Naval unit lost. Unit repaired.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Unit
Waiting
ready.
acknowledged.
Repair.
Affirmative. Waiting order.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Naval unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Repairing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Vehicle report. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Comrade.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit prepared.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Structure
Waiting
set.
order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Acknowledged.
Report. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Report. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Awaiting acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Waiting affirmative. Order. Comrade. Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Very well. Awaiting orders. Agreed. Awaiting orders. Very well.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Waiting order.
Building.
Waiting affirmative. Order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Agreed.
Construction complete. Building. Insufficient funds. Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Primary building selected. Building.
Yes,
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Vehicle report.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Waiting
ready.
orders.
Building. Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Comrade, affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Awaiting orders.
Comrade,
Unit ready.
affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting
Unit
orders.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Unit lost.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting
Base is
orders.
under attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
On hold.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Waiting
Building.
order. Acknowledged.
Construction
Reporting.
complete.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
Waiting
ready.
affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting
Insufficient
orders.
funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Base is under attack.
Affirmative. 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 Reporting.
Unit
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Comrade.
On hold. Cancel. Structure sold. Structure sold. Building.
Reporting.
Naval unit lost.
Awaiting orders.
Our base is under attack.
Comrade.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Comrade. Waiting
Yes, sir.
order.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very
Construction
well.
complete.
At once.
Naval unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order.
Primary building selected. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Waiting order.
Unit
Vehicle
ready.
affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building. Naval unit
Yes,
lost.
affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Reporting.
lost.
Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit
Yes,
lost.
affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Yes,
Building.
sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Naval unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Awaiting acknowledged. Yes, sir. Awaiting affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Second objective. Mission accomplished.